If someone asks you, what do you dream of in 20 years? What would you answer? I don't want to be a hypocrite. I would say I want to be rich, successful, and admired. But is it all that really matters now? Now I want to share a little bit about my life. Hi, my name is Chenriady, and I'm just your typical teenager from Sisingamangaraja Senior High School, Tanjung Balai. As you heard before, I grew up in Tanjung Balai, a small traditional hometown. But I lived a life what I thought was a prosperous life. So slowly, consequently, I began to believe that I was above others my age. But like ruptured bubbling economy, everything changed. When I went to Medan for a speech competition with my teacher, Miss Chenriady, we stayed near a rural area. There, I met children whose lives were the polar opposite of mine. Their houses were worn down, their clothes barely even held together, and some couldn't even go to school. And the worst part was, they had accepted this struggle as normal. So that hit me hard. I grew up believing that dreams were something everyone could reach if they simply tried. But these children didn't even get the chance to try. So on the way home, I had an epiphany that I want to build a society where everyone has the chance to grow, a prosperous society. But like lightning reaching what is ate up, realization enveloped our spirits. The big question was, what youth like us could possibly do? But ladies and gentlemen, right then, the pieces fell into place when I came across a World Bank research showing that countries with strong leadership can be 6 to 10 times more prosperous than those with weak leadership. Now everything clicked, that the essential factor for social change is leadership. Every improvement in a community starts when someone takes the first step, even a small one. But you may think that leaders are only limited to CEOs or politicians. Well, it's not. It can be teachers, parents, and even youth ourselves like you and me. Because sooner than we realize, in 20 years, the responsibility will fall to us. So if we want a prosperous society in the future, the mindset of leadership has to begin now. And in my own case, I learned this lesson firsthand while being the leader of my school's Christian youth group. Well, I didn't understand the role of leadership before, until a friend of mine lost his father and became an orphan. It lit a fire in me that I had to do something. And at that moment, I realized that leaders are not just about titles. It is when we care enough to take the first step. So I decided to start a small fund to support him, and that experience even shaped the approach I've learned while being a leader. And today, I want to share it with all of you through what we did. I call this approach Bridge. B. Build a vision. My vision was simple. As a school, we stand together when one of us is hurting. R. Reach out. I reached out by sharing this vision with the youth group first. Then we talked about empathy. We talked about stepping up for one another. I improved myself. Well, I didn't know how to organize a donation drive before, let alone being a leader. But I keep improving myself to show that everyone is capable of being a leader. D. Demonstrate by example. I didn't wait for someone else to start. I was the first to contribute, the first to show that this mattered. G. Gather people together. Then we invited the entire school to take part. It wasn't just the youth, there were teachers and even the headmaster. And the last one, E. Engage the community. Then we engaged everyone to contribute, and they gave whatever they could. There were clothes, food, or even just emotional support. Because at the end of the day, it isn't the size of the help that mattered. It's about the heart behind it. So if we want a prosperous society in the future, I challenge you now to take the lead in your own small community. Take the baby steps and celebrate the baby successes. Thank you.